go get a job at Hooters. Shitting on niggas, no suitor. Teaching these niggas, no tutor. Niggas running around acting just like hoes. Go get a job at Hooters. Treat these hoes like 1 point game. I'm leaving right after I score. I walk in Gucci like what's in the back. Don't want what y'all got on the floor.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Asia, if you don't know already, and thanks for tuning in. Today is my first video, but I promise you it's a good one. But it is going to be a little story time. Cue hand claps. Thanks, boo. So I'm just gonna kind of jump right into it, but before I do, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm a newbie, but we're gonna get this thing popping, and we're gonna get it popping all right, okay? All right, so we're just gonna jump into it. Of course, I live in Atlanta. I just moved to Atlanta. Like I said, I'm not only a newbie to YouTube, but also to the city of Atlanta. I just moved here probably about 2 months ago for work, and it was like a relocation, like an all of a sudden relocation, honestly. But they were paying for it. I wasn't complaining, so we were up and out of there from Augusta, obviously. But I'm from Charlotte, by the way. We'll get into all of those details in another video where you get to learn more about me, whatever you need to know. Okay, to an extent, but whatever. So last Friday, I went to work. I work in Kennesaw, but I live in Atlanta. Kennesaw, if you're familiar with the area, you're familiar with Atlanta. Kennesaw is not that far off from Atlanta. It's more so probably about, without traffic, 25 minutes away. With traffic, which there's always traffic, it's probably going to be about 35, maybe 40. Just depends on where you live. So yeah, I got to work, and that day I just wasn't really feeling it. I was just like, I'm much rather be at home, you know, getting ready for the festivities, being out here in these streets. Like, what? Come on, it's Atlanta, it's the Super Bowl. Like, I want to be in these streets, okay? To an extent. I mean, Friday I fell asleep. I mean, I was tired after work. I got off at 10. But Saturday I did go out. I went out with my line sisters to Miami Lounge, and then Sunday obviously I watched the game a little bit, and I knocked out too. It was okay. I was lame, partially lame that weekend, but neither here nor there. The story starts when I go to work. So I go to work on Friday. Everything's good, everything's great. Don't really want to be there, but at the same time I'm there, whatever. And then I take my hour break around, like, give or take 5 o'clock. Yeah, get back at 6. Around 6:30, 7 o'clock, I start trying on like these new guys jackets that we got, these new arrivals, and I was really into them. So I was like, damn, let me go finesse this in a little mirror real quick. So I'm looking around for a mirror. I found a mirror, the closest one or whatever, that would keep me towards the front of the store, so I could just make sure that I'm keeping an eye on things. And so I found the mirror, I put it on, I'm styling, I'm profiling, okay? And then I'm like, okay girl, now let's go ahead and put this back, because we're not buying it today. So I go back and put it back where it's supposed to be. And while I'm doing that, my back is turned towards the door. So I'm taking the jacket off, putting it back on the hanger, putting it back up, and then next thing you know, this guy's voice hits me. It's like, hey, y'all got some like white tees in here? And I was like, I turn around and I'm just hoping to see, well, not even hoping, but I'm just thinking I'm gonna see just a regular person, right? So I turn around and oh bitch, this is where the plot twist starts, okay? Plot twist, okay? All right, so I'm looking at this guy, I'm looking at this man, and I'm like, no, we don't have any white tees. And he's like, okay. But in my mind, I'm just stuck because I'm looking at him, and I know that I know this person, and I know that he's famous, and I just don't know if that's really him or not, because you get to knowing, or you get to seeing a lot of people that are identical or have a celebrity twin or something. He could have just been any nigga, like, just out here like looking like another rapper or whatever. or looking similar. So I was just like, dang. In my mind, I'm just like, this man really looks like somebody. And I cannot get it out to save my life. But I know that he's about to turn around because I've already told him no. Even though we clearly sold white t-shirts, I just was so stuck when I turned around because I knew that I knew him. I just didn't know who. And to make matters, well, not matters worse, but to make it a little bit more tricky here, or for you guys to understand, he had on this hoodie. It wasn't anything flashy or anything. I think it was like a Burberry hoodie, and he had the hoodie drawn in like real tight around his face, so you couldn't see his hair. You couldn't see like you couldn't see if he had any jewelry. Maybe it was tucked under his jacket, but I don't think he had on any. I don't think he had on any, but so it was really tight around his face. He had some just denim on, and then he had like what was it, some J's on, some Jordans. So it wasn't anything crazy. I just was like, man, so he could have just honestly been walking around and just been regular, you know? So nonetheless, at this point, I'm like, girl, it's do or die. Like, you gonna ask him or you not? Like, I'm confused. What are we doing here? Back and forth. So I'm like, fuck it. He's turning around and he's walking out. And I'm like, hey, has anybody ever told you that you look like T Grizzley? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, word. And he was like, yeah, because I am him. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No. So I'm just like, really? And he was like, yeah, really. And my dumb ass, I'm over here saying like, really? Like, yeah, this is this guy. This is the rapper that like I listen. He's one of my favorite up and coming artists of obviously everybody since First Day Out. But well, I don't know if he's everybody's favorite up and coming artist, but when First Day Out came out, you couldn't tell anybody that nothing less. Okay, so get into it. Now, I was kind of still skeptical, but I was just like, whatever. Like, I really do think this is dude. So I'm talking to him, we chopping it up, and so I'm just shocked because I'm like, yo, what are you doing all the way out here in Kennesaw? Like, in my mind, I'm thinking that he would be like at Lennox or, you know, something like that, somewhere in the city. He was like, no, yeah, I just had to come grab some stuff before I went to the city. I'm like, oh, all right, bet. So then also it clicks on me. I'm shooting off questions like I'm interrogating niggas like, yo, what are you doing? So I was like, what are you doing like out here by yourself? Like, you by yourself out here? And he was like, nah, my mans is with me. Cues his mans walks in right behind him. And it's still like shocking to me that like he's really just out here walking around by himself. Like, no security, no big entourage like y'all be seeing all these rappers have. Like, it was just him, his homeboy, and I think it was this lady. In my mind, I imagined that the lady was either his mom or maybe aunt or something. No, I don't think it was his mom, because I think his mom was in jail. I don't know, but it was some maternal figure, possibly, or maybe even a manager. I'm not 100% sure, but because honey baby, when she came around the corner, she came from the left side, because the homeboy came from the right through the actual door. The lady that came, she came from the left as if she was coming up and through the store, like she had already been in the store. But baby, let me tell you something. That fur, she had a fur, honey, to save the gods. Do you hear me? That fur was the most luxurious hood lined fur I've ever seen. And it was red, baby. It was red. And I'm not talking about just dull red. I'm talking about a regal red. Like, it was red. It was bright and red. And I'm talking about when she moved, it moved. Like, wasn't nothing stiff about that fur, honey. So I'm assuming that I don't know. I could be assuming, again, that it's like maybe it was his aunt or a manager or assistant. I don't know. Nonetheless, so he's like, so we're talking, and we chopping it up a little bit, and he's like, and I was like, I saw on Instagram, I think a couple nights before, I felt like I saw that he was supposed to be at Medusa or something, so I asked, I was like, so what are you doing, like, you know, this weekend, like obviously you're doing something, but weren't you like at Medusa like last weekend, like where you're where you showing, or where you doing shows or whatever? And he was like, nah, I wasn't at Medusa yesterday. And I was like, oh, okay, dang, I am tripping, that's really wild. And I was like, yo, I cannot believe you're here right now. Like, I was literally blasting Hooters all the way to work today. He was like, oh, for real? And I was like, dead ass, like blasting it, like every word, know it, like my favorite song on the album, or not album, LP, EP, whatever these artists want to call them now, EPs, projects, mixtapes, whatever, but whatever it is, it's his latest, and the song is called Hooters, and I love it, and I know all the words to it. Sue me. But but he was like, oh, word? And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, look, I just dropped this visual on my new song called God First. And I was like, oh, word? And I was still just a smidge skeptical, not too much, because it was a lot of validation going on here throughout this time, or I mean this short period of time. But that kind of the next thing that just kind of was like, oh, okay, this is definitely him. He pulled out his Instagram and he was like, yeah, so I'm about to pull it up and show it to you real quick. So he pulled it up, he pulled his phone out, and he pulled his Instagram account out, and he pulled up he showed me his most recent post, which was the visual fire, heat. I think it was, I'm not just being biased, I think it was pretty good. And I'm really big, I'm a stickler for visuals. Like, I can't stand a trash ass video, I can't stand trash ass graphics. Like, it's just no. But yeah, so it was really good from the part that I saw. And then he was like, yeah, but like, you know, when you get off, you know, take a look at it, you know, like it, comment, whatever, you know. And I was like, all right, bet, cool. And he was like, well, thank you. And I was like, yeah, no, I mean, you can. And then that's when, at that point, I was obviously a little bit back, you know, settled and back down to earth, because he was really just a cool dude. Like, I don't know, sometimes I just expect celebrities, or most celebrities, just to be like hella uptight and hella like, you know. Nonetheless, he was real cool. I was just like, yeah, you might be able to find some like solid white tea somewhere around here or whatever. He was like, all right, bet, cool. So he left. Now, lesson number one that I've learned, and I already knew, but lesson number one, honey, when you live in Atlanta, baby, you have to be on point, okay? I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, I don't even understand what I was thinking. Like, I really don't. Like, I can't believe, y'all, when I tell you I looked crazy at work, I look crazy. Now, any other day, I don't really care, because I'm just like, I'm at work, I'm trapping, I'm coming to get these 8 hours in, and I'm out. Boom, boom, 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks, like, you know, and I'm a student on top of that, like, working on my MBA or my MFA, like, it's, okay, I'm in and out, so I don't really have time to beat a face every day, add on a lash, throw a, you know, so, when I realized, when he left, I was like, dang, I gotta tell my mama. Now, my mom, she's alright. I mean, if you know her, she's not super hip. She's not as hip as my dad. Now, my dad swear he's hip, but he's not hip either, but whatever. He's more hip than my mom. So I told my mom, and by the way, when he left the store, I went to the back, and I was just like, oh my God, yeah, I did that. Fast forward. So I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, you will never believe who was in that store today. Now, I knew she wouldn't know, but I just wanted to tell her. So she was like, who? And I was like, T Grizzley. And she was like, who? And I was like, Mom, you know that song, First Day Out? It came out a while ago, like a couple summers ago when I was at home. She was like, no, sing it to me. So of course I can't curse. So I'm just like, These prayed on my downfall. These prayed on my downfall. All 10 stood tall. Showed these how she was like, what? I was like, neither here nor there. He's a celebrity and he was at the store today. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, no, okay, girl. Now, granted, I was not trying to like, it's not like I was trying to pick T Grizzley up or anything, or however you say it. I wasn't trying to like make a pass or anything at the kid, but I told my mom, I was like, girl, no, you don't understand. I was looking a hot mess. And she was like, what? I was like, yes, sis, I was looking a hot ass mess. And she was like, I keep telling you all the time, you are not in Charlotte anymore. You are not in Augusta anymore. You are in Atlanta, Georgia, honey. You need to go out every day on point. I'm like, yes, ma'am, I know. And she was like, and you was out there with that rag on your head. I was like, firstly, it's a turban, okay? And it's the scarf turban. And yes, I did have it on, y'all. I had it Baduismed up, girl, in the Bantu knot thing. It had this cow neck, oversized. Oh my God, just thinking about it, I'm so embarrassed, so ashamed. But it had this little big cow neck, oversized, like 2-pocket in the side hoodie I got from Aerie. Some denim, some distressed black denim jeans, and some some old Uggs. Ooh, some old Uggs. Ooh, child. Talk about her. Not a brow, not a nothing. The only thing that your girl had going on for herself that day is that, honey, that skin. Now, my skin routine is flawless. So, you know, the skin was glowing effortlessly. So, that's the only thing that we had going. And we had a little earring in. I stay with the studs in. So, I sleep in studs. So, I mean, we had it go. We had some good Afrocentric vibes going on. But, baby, my mom was she was so livid. She was like, the audacity for you to step out that house knowing where you live now. I was like, Ma, I get it. I'm sorry. It's never gonna happen. She was like, I bet you it won't. And you know, baby, it didn't. I went to work the next day, honey. Beat face, was late to work 10 minutes and everything. But every lash was intact. Every brow was concealed. Okay? Contour. Yes, it was there. It was there. Wig laid. I was ready. Didn't see anybody, but whatever. I learned my lesson, I'm telling y'all. But it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. I mean, I've met other celebrities before or seen other celebrities before, but just to like talk to him and him be just like hella cool I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, you just, like I said, you live in Atlanta, you new to Atlanta, you need any type of advice, baby, one and only, step out and be right at all times. And that's hard for me because sometimes I just be out. I just grab the keys, throw something on, and go. But baby, who knows? He could have been looking for a publicist. He could have been looking for an assistant. He could have been looking for a manager, a stylist. And I'm over there looking like boo-boo the fool. I can't. Lesson learned. But thank you guys for tuning into my story time. Again, this is my first video of many to come. Hope you guys liked it. I feel like my life is pretty interesting. I feel like my friends would agree with that. I feel like my circle would agree with that. So I feel like I can at least start to get a little bit more consistent with videos, or the idea of videos, and actually getting them together and putting them out. So my goal is to push out at least one video a week. If not one a week, okay, maybe that might be a lot because I got a lot going on in life. So at least 2 videos a month of some interesting things. Some feedback. I'm totally here for that. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, of course, so you don't miss a beat. Yeah, I like this nap. Just don't worry about that. I mean, if you don't like it, oh well. It's cool. I like it. But yeah, other than that, like, let me know. I can do some whatever you guys like are interested in, just let me know. Some get ready with me, I can do that. I don't really do anything super dramatic or extravagant when I get ready, but if y'all want to see it, I'm down. Makeup routines, beauty routines, skin regimens, what else? Whatever you guys want to see. If you want to discuss some things, baby, we can discuss some things. We can get into some things, honey, okay? And my Nikki voice, we can get into some things if you want to discuss some things, okay? So just let me know, okay? Again, thanks guys for tuning in. You have been amazing. Hope you liked it. Bye.
These niggas prayed on my downfall. Like what? These niggas prayed on my downfall. On R10, bitch, I stood tall. You did? Show these disloyal niggas how to boil. Go get a thermometer for the pot. I need this shit cooked right. Let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You ever been inside a federal court?